Greetings world, 'tis I, Andrew, the bearded lady from Hairy Game Lords, and for Zatu Games, I have a review for you. Let me get it in now. This way, that's it, keep it coming, yes, a little bit more, that's right, there we go, there it is. Did you see it rock there? Marvellous. Okay, it's Men at Work from Pretzel Games. What did I think? Let's find out. Take it away! So, before I tell you what I think, let's go over to the table and see how this plays.
Okay, so this game is set up for 2 players. Each player starts off with 3 of these. These are the health and safety certificates that your company has for excellent work. Now, if you are to accidentally knock something or let something fall from the communal worksite here, you will be losing one of these precious certificates, and if you lose all 3, you are out of the game. So there are 2 ways for you to win this game. One is to be the last person with health and safety certificates, and the other is to get yourself, depending on the players, how many players that are playing, to get yourself to the winning target of these worker of the month rosettes. So here's 4. So how do you get those? Well, here is the foreman or forelady, the boss basically, and when she appears on site, from that point onwards, if you have placed something into the construction and it is the highest thing so far, so that could be one of the girders, or that could be a workman on one of the girders. If it is the highest thing, then you win one of these amazing Worker of the Month rosettes. And of course, as I have said, the one who gets through all of those needed, I think, for it's either 3, 4 or 5, depending on player count, then you can win the game. Most of the games that I have played, though, it has been down to the last person standing. So here are all of the different cards, and what happens is at the beginning of the game, this card is basically shuffled in probably about a third of the way down, maybe about there. So on your go, you turn over the first card like so, and then you have 2 different actions to do. Now you only doing one of these actions, and you choose by what is on the reverse of the next card. So as you can see, there's a hard helmet there, and there are 2 different coloured gloves. So you're going to be looking at a workman and placing one of the workmen into this already started out structure. So what does it say? You need to place a workman close to the edge, and it has to be either on a blue or purple girder or a white girder. As you can see, we only have a white girder available at this moment in time, and so the player does just that. Places it near the edge. So when you're placing a workman, they have to have both feet on, so you can't sort of balance it like so, and it has to be close to the edge, not over the edge, but close to the edge. Rubbish. So as you just saw there, if that had happened, I would have lost a certificate. But let's just say, for the sake of it, I succeeded in that most simplest of moves. So the next player then takes their turn. They flip over the card. This time they have a beam on the reverse, and there is purple or white. So what is the instructions on this card here? So the beam that you place has to touch the same colour. And as you can see, we haven't got any purple ones on there, so it will have to be a white beam. Now, one thing to add is that you cannot cover up a beam when playing, so I wouldn't be able to place it like so. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to anyway because there's a meeple on there. And so I just have to place this on without knocking anything else off onto the structure where it is touching the white beam. Brilliant. So, as you can see, this chap has toppled off. So, this person would lose a certificate. And then it would be the job of the next person. So, as soon as the certificate is lost, it's the next person's go. They take hold of this amazing hook. And actually, it has a kind of ruler device on the other side to show you if you had to measure who was the highest, you see. And then they would go in with their trusty hook and pull the person out, or pull whatever is out, has fallen, pull them out of the structure, and then they would take their go with the card. Now, if this was under here, maybe his hat had come off, because that can happen. And if they were a bit like, just for, oh yeah, great, I can do this dead easy, and they would do this, oh my days. They've knocked over more stuff. Even though their go hadn't officially started because they hadn't done the card, in their clean-up phase they have knocked things over. They too would lose a certificate, and their go would end, and it'd be passed to the other team or the other player to try and sort out the ongoing mess of the building site before they can take their go on the cards. That is how you play Men at Work. The game continues through until the winning conditions are met, and the structure gets, well, taller, wider, wilder. Those workmen become, are dotted all over the place. Some of them have to carry different things. So some of them will be carrying on their shoulders beams. Be great if it was zoomed in. There we go. They'll have to carry beams on their shoulders, which are very precarious and will often fall off, or even bricks on their shoulders. And most people with our dainty fingers will struggle with that. All lots and lots of fun. Sometimes these workmen have to carry girders, so they're the strong workmen, and so a girder would be placed on a structure but have to rest on a meeple. They can never rest on from their heads because, hey, that's just out of order, and health and safety would have a field day with that. So there we go. Let's go back and find out what I thought of this game.
What do I think of Men at Work? Well, I love it. I mean, just look at it. When you open that box and you see everything in its place, wow, it looks impressive from the start. I just love the insert, the way it's just laid out. There's even like little places for the cardboard punch, crane and hook. There's if you forget where things go, it tells you, moulded into the plastic, it tells you what's supposed to go there and how many of it. Brilliant, so good. The gameplay, just a dream. Now, I love a dexterity game, but this one, it tops them. So much fun. The component quality, wow. All wood, and it's amazing. Even down to the little kind of the denim dungarees that the meeples are wearing, and that plastic hat, that hard hat that comes off and can cause you to lose one of those precious health and safety certificates. On the box it says for ages 8+. Well, I have played this game with younger children who have got as much out of it as older children. It's great game. The beauty of a dexterity is that you can play it with all different ages and there's still that excitement around the table. So we played, myself and my sister played with our kids and they really enjoyed it. If they were eliminated, then they sat on the sidelines still excited. And that's what this game brings, even though it has player elimination in it. And that isn't a fave of mine. I'm not keen when people have to sit out and watch. Those that had that still could feel like they joined in the game. It was still fun. It was still exciting for them to look on and see this structure become more and more, is it going to fall? Are these bits going to fall? It was a lot of fun. So played it with children, young children and some older, and I've played it in the games, the Hairy Game Lords group as well. And again, just the same excitement. The game has gone down extremely well, and we get it out when we can to play because, hey, it is a lot of fun. So in terms of replayability, it's there because it's going to be built up in different ways. And also there's a few different variants. So there's your basic game where you can set up, as you saw, just onto the table. The next stage up is a slightly more advanced where you build into the middle of that starting triangle structure. You put in the cardboard crane, which you have to build around or you can use to lean girders up against. It's fun to have and it helps you even more when you're trying to get the highest place to win those precious rosettes for the Worker of the Month. But there's a downside, always a downside. If you are the player that is tidying up from something that has been dropped, and if it's been dropped near the crane, it is extremely difficult to get all of the bits out of there. And as it happened with me, I lost one of those certificates just tidying up somebody else's mess. And then it gets even trickier. You can play like an expert variant where you take the box without the lid. So you take the box with the insert inside it and you place your structure on there. So there's lots of pitfalls for things to fall into and therefore even harder for you to pick them out and clear the stage so that you can continue with your go. Wow. So as if there isn't enough replayability with it just playing the basic mode or with the crane, it gets even more harder. So much fun. Cannot recommend this game enough. You've got brilliant component quality, you've got great box presence, you've got great table presence, you've got replayability. What else do you need from a dexterity game? And, well, I'll tell you what you need. You need a good price. And this has a great price, a great Zatu price tag on it. It is £36 and I think 58 pence. What a bargain. Brilliant, brilliant game. Check it out today, buy it, and you will certainly enjoy your purchase.